Okay, first let's start off by changing the tempo to 126. Then let's go ahead and set our scale for the track, which is F minor. Let's keep this to F minor. Let's make a quick kick pattern. So because this is a tech house, I like to give it a more housey feel. I would like to make a kick of house. So that's how simple Ableton 12 has made the browser. I like this kick, so I'm not going to waste any time. I'm just going to go here and I'm just going to go and make a empty MIDI clip, and let's use the rhythm generator to create a quick 4 on the floor kick pattern. And to do that, I will just click on the C1, hold down shift and click on the up arrow and take it to C3, and you see a kick pattern already generated by Ableton for us. But there are a few louder ones and the few quieter ones, and that's because here in the generator, you see the rhythm generator, you see a velocity of 100 and 127. The louder ones are at 127, so I'm going to turn them down to 100. Now each and every one of them is on 100. Perfect. And now let's make a bass pattern. I go into the clip section and let's search for synth. Let's listen to it with this kick. Yeah, I like this one quite a lot, so I'm going to pull this up and put it on the audio track. Then I'm going to right click the pattern, the audio pattern, and I'm going to select convert melody to the new MIDI track. Let's see what we get. Now that we have the MIDI pattern, let's mute the audio one. Let's go inside this pattern which Ableton has given us now after converting it to the MIDI. I'm looking for only one bar of the pattern, so I'm just going to go here, and everything is out of time. So what I'm going to do is go to the transform panel, select 16 quantize, and even the end of the notes I want it quantized. Then I'm going to select all these top notes and I'm going to hold shift. I'm going to get them down, and now just let's listen to what we have. Okay, it's not up to the point. So what else do we have? Pitch and time. Let's go into pitch and time and say fit to scale. Okay, now each and every note of ours is going to be in F minor. Let's take all of them and let's set a root note to F here. Okay. All right. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take this pattern. Okay, change the grid resolution to 16th. All right, and let's mute these guys for now. And now let's make a pattern. Let's take this here. And wait, this one, I'm going to keep it here. Pull this back. This one, it's, and let's take this to the 5th of the scale, which is C, but take the lowest note. Let's pull this out, delete this, we don't need it. Okay, get this back to F. Let's increase the note length. Let's take this down to C1. Let's drag this guy and put this to 1.4. Okay, there are only two things that I would like to do now. Change the note length. Okay, so I like the pattern, but the only thing right now is the velocity is up and down, and I don't like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select all the notes here, and I'm just going to type in the value of how much I want these velocities to be of these notes. So I want them to be at 100, all of them. So I'm just going to go and type 100, and boom. All right, and then I'm going to right click and I'm going to select crop clip. Put this up, delete this. I do not need it. Now let's design the sound. All right, so for this instrument, I need a wavetable. For the bass sound, I'm going to select basic. In the basic section, I'm going to select sub 2. I'm going to go and increase the sustain all the way up, and then I'm going to move the wavetable position to 16%. Let's modulate the wavetable position a bit, and I'm going to say 27%. Yeah, we're getting there. Okay, now let's filter out some frequencies that we don't want. So I'm just going to turn the filter knob down to 160. Turn the slope to 24. Okay, I need it to open a bit, so 30. Brilliant. Let's add some drive, say maybe 5%. Yes, let's sidechain this. I'm going to go and click on utility, right? Select this gain and then envelope. I'm going to click on the linked half a bar, right click and select this shape. And then I'm going to take the pencil tool just to design the curve much better. Brilliant. Now next one, I'm going to add a clap or a snare. There's going to be an instrument drum rack. Yes. Then I'm going to go into the drum section and I'm going to select some claps. Yeah, this sounds good. Yeah, just must right click, select the MIDI. And let's pull this out. Okay, I'm going to add a loop now. So let's add a loop. Let's go into the samples. Let's say Vengeance House. And can I get a loop? Yes, awesome. So let's listen to the loops. Okay, let's listen with the track. Okay, this sounds good to me. Then let's get the mixer in. Thank you, Ableton, for the mixer in the arrangement view. Now there's only one thing that I don't like about this loop is the end transients are like really long. Before Ableton 12, you could easily do this by going here and selecting this and then moving this. You know how it makes it tighter. I want to do that. I mean, I can do this and keep it at whatever I like. But then there's another way now in Ableton 12, and that is by going to your envelopes. Here, click transient envelopes. So what I'm going to do is, I'm just going to select this much portion. Let me change the grid to the end, and I'm just going to go to the modulation line right on top, say edit, and press 80. And then I'm just going to copy this whole thing forward. Okay, let's get this down to maybe 60. It's not making much of a difference. What if I change this? Yeah, now it is. So I think 75 should be fine. Yeah, it's nice and tight right now, and that's what I'm going for. And I'm going to go here and I'm going to be in the clip. Let's sidechain this thing, and I will select the gain in the clip section, and then I'm going to select again unlinked and then half a bar. Okay, then again I'm going to select this shape B, pencil tool, and just adjust the. Let's solo this and listen if there are any pops or clicks because of the sidechain. there is one click which is happening, so I'm just going to go here, draw another note, right, adjust the curve, right. There's one more thing left that we can do with this loop, is we're going to rename this and we're going to call this tech house, and I'll tell you why, I'll just show you why. Now what we're going to do is right click it and say extract grooves. It has extracted the grooves. Now we can add this groove on all the sounds that we're going to be using or creating in this project, and it's going to sound all one. Okay, let's go into our bass and open the MIDI clip and select the groove that we just made, right. Okay, let's go ahead and then now let's make some snare patterns. Let's go into instruments, drum rack, go ahead into the drum section and select snares, snare hit. Okay, so let's take this one, let's create a 2-bar or 1-bar. Let's create a 1-bar MIDI clip. Yeah, this sounds good. Let's duplicate this, pull this out. I need one more snare. Yeah, this is good. This is better. I'm just going to replace the snare. This also is too long, so this, let's adjust the amp of the sampler. Let's go into the MIDI clip, add the groove that we had made. Right, let's go here into audio effects. Let's add a utility and just let's sidechain it. Let's get into the MIDI clip, click unlinked, and then select this much, right, and then right click, select this shape, B to draw a pencil and draw a shape. Click here, hold on Alt, make the curve. Let's go ahead and design some hi-hats now. Let's go into instruments, drum rack is already selected. Let's go into the drums. I want hi-hat and I want some closed hi-hats. Some of these guys. Yeah, this is good. Let's design. Let's make a MIDI clip. Let's write some notes. Yeah, let's shorten this clip to 1/2 bar. And yeah. And let's search for another closed hi-hats. Yeah, all right, so this one, I'm going to take the pencil tool and I'm just going to write. Now the only thing I don't like about this is velocity over here is on 100, so let's change the velocity. Let's go to the first one and change it to 50, second one to somewhere at 80, third one let's keep it to 100, and the last one again to 80. Let's add a tech house groove. Now let's go for open hi-hat, and then I want a 909 one. I'm going to add it on the offbeat. Right, let's go into the control, move this from one shot to classic mode. I need one more sound which will get this absolutely right. Let's look for a ride. Right, so Let's take that and layer it with the open hi-hat. Let's get it to classic mode, adjust that length of it. Okay, now there's one thing. Now the open hi-hat and the ride, they're playing on this at the same time, and I don't want in the mix for them to clash. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the sampler, into the control, and I'm just going to play around with the pitch. And I think I need one last ride. Yeah, this is smoother, and I'm just gonna layer it like this guy. Just draw the same pattern of hi-hat 1, right? I'm gonna take it to the classic mode, get this release down to the default position, and let's play with the attack, make it a little softer. Right, and let's play with the pitch. See how it fits in properly as soon as you adjust the pitch. Next, what I would like to do is add some reverb, and I'm going to go to audio effects, and I'm going to look for reverb, and in reverb I'm going to type in drum room. Let's take this one. I like my decay of the reverb to be exactly on the time. So what I do for that is I right click and I select the grid of 132, and then I make a selection in any of these boxes, whether in the send track or in the audio track. I make a selection, and as soon as I make a selection, on the bottom left it gives me a number. You can see it's 060. So I'm just going to go here and add that number to my decay of the reverb. So right now, because it's 060, that means 60, and you can't add a 60 here. You can, but it will be too small. So I'm going to add a 0 after 60. That's 600. I hope this makes sense. So I'm just going to go 600. That's it. Let's go ahead and add this in on the clap first. Yeah, that much is fine. Let's do the same for the loop. Right, let's do the same for the snares. And last one is on the hi-hats. Last thing is add a little side chain to the hi-hats. So let's go into the audio effects. Let's select utility. Let's do this thing. Okay, and MIDI clip envelopes, utility gain, unlinked. Select this shape. Click B for the pen. Draw this shape. Click this off. Hold Alt and right, and now let's create like a stab kind of thing, and for that I'm going to go and I'm going to select wave table. Let's create a 1-bar empty MIDI clip. Minimize these tracks first put this on the saw wave so we know what we're making. Let's select scale so we know what we're making. Release is too long. Let's duplicate this. Increase this, drag this section and increase the length to 2. Right, let's pull this out. I think the pitch is a bit high. Go and select MIDI effects. pitch and -12. Let's see. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch on the second oscillator also, set it to saw. Let's detune both the oscillators a bit. This one also. Let's push the sustain all the way up. Unison to noise. Let's open the release a bit. Perfect. Let's add the groove that we had selected. Now that we're done with this, let's add some effects, more effects. Let's go to chorus. Let's duplicate this and this time select ensemble. Get the mix a little low. Let's add some dynamics, multiband, and OTT. And this is how I set my OTT. I'll solo the track and I'll solo the mid band on the OTT, and I want to hear only the mid coming out of this. So I'm going to set these two bands up and down so that I can hear only the mids, and then I will set my OTT. So right now I can hear a lot of mids along with low mids. So I'm just going to push this lows a bit up. And I'm going to do the same with this guy till I hear a bit of highs. But remember, I don't want to hear the highs, I just want to hear the mids. Yeah, somewhere around there. And then I'm going to turn down the amount. This is not the mix knob, this is the amount. Now let's listen to the entire thing. Very good, it sounds amazing. Okay, I need some reverb for this. I'm going to go into reverb, select this, and I'm going to call this hall. And let's see if we get some main, let's see main hall, right? And then let's select the decay time for this. So for this one, I'm just going to go and select 1/8 and make a selection, and it's going to give me a timing. It's giving me a time of 238, and I'm going to add a 0 after that. So that is 2380. See how it fits properly. Let's go into the delay, double click on the feedback, add the delay here. So your reverb's on time, your delay's on time, everything's on time. After doing that, now let's add some vocals. Let's listen to some of them. Alright, I'm gonna add this. Okay, the only thing is it's in A minor. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna double click on this, change the pitch, and it's 4. F minor, change the way it sounds here in complex mode. I can't stop, I still dream about you. My heart beats so lonely without you. I climb mountains to get you here with me. Right, what I'm going to do is create an audio track. I'm going to use this as a bus, so I'm just going to color it white, and I'm going to call this filter, right? All right, and then I'm going to send these guys to filter, and I'm going to set the input of filter on. Now I'll show you why I did that. I'll go into the browser, audio effects, let's select EQ, let's add an EQ3 in the filter, right? And just loop this much section, and then I'm going to turn off the lows and the highs and just keep the mids on. So let's automate this. EQ3, device on. I want the device to be on only in this section. Switch off the thing here, right? Right, I'm going to mute this guy here. So we are arranging and we are designing few more things now, and we are about to finish this arrangement of this tech house track. I can't stop, some reverb. I can't stop, I still dream about you. My heart beats so lonely without you. I climb. Some delay. I can't stop, I still dream about you. My heart beats so lonely without you. I climb mountains to get you here with me. So let's zoom in. Let's set our grid to triplet for this. With me. Let's zoom in. Let's hear this. Yeah. Let's hear how this sounds. With me. Right. To get you here with me. And I need 2 more bars of this. I hope I'm right. My calculation, I hope, is right. So let's go here, duplicate time. Right? Just delete this much. Select this much. Get it out of triplet grid. Command J to consolidate it. And then let's go into the pitch mode, go into your envelopes. Just 12. Just let's hear this. Mute these guys here. Only without you, I climb mountains to get you here with me. Alright, I need to work on the automation of this guy here. So let's to get you here with me. Let's add some more effects to the vocals. Let's go here, add a reverb. Let's select 1/4 grid, and let's see how much time it is showing. 476. So I'm gonna go here and say 0760. Always add a 0 after that, and then add the mix knob, drive it. Okay, we need a filter. Let's add auto filter, put it on high pass, and let's add an automation for that as well. Let's take it very slowly up to maybe, yeah, let's see. Let's go ahead and create a snare roll right at the end. Yeah, this one is good. Let's draw a MIDI clip here. So let's draw this and let's say legato. And because we are on 1/16th grid here, so I'm going to select the entire note and press Command E. And now we have a quick snare roll. And this I'm going to turn from Beat, I'm going to turn it to complex. And the snare roll, I'm going to ramp it up with the velocity. And these ones towards the end, I'm going to change the grid and I'm going to press Command E again, and that selection I'm going to ramp up again. Yeah, sounds awesome. Now the way the vocal is coming in, I don't like it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create an effect so that the vocal comes in very smoothly. So let's create an audio track, and I'm just going to go and select this much and copy it on this track. Audio effects, and then select reverb. There's a preset that I have made. Yeah, reverse reverb. So I'm just gonna add this here. You can actually, if you want, you can pause the video and actually copy this preset. I'm gonna turn the drive it all the way up, and then I'm gonna just right click and I'm gonna say freeze and flatten this track. Boom, this is done. I'm gonna delete this initial part of the clip. Okay, I don't want such a long clip, so I'm just gonna again click this much, select this much, and consolidate this file. Right, reverse this by pressing R, and then let's hear how the vocal sounds now after this. Yes, sounds good. Let's lower the volume. Right, we just need little delay on this. Perfect. Okay, I'm just going to delete this much. Right, so let's color this one and same. I need two more things with this snare roll. I want wavetable. Before we do anything, let's go into the MIDI and change the thing to pitch bend to 24. I'm going to just create an empty MIDI clip here, and I'm going to legato this note. I'm going to push it down, and I'm going to change it to saw wave, and then I'm going to go into the envelopes, wavetable, no, MIDI control and pitch bend, and then I'm going to turn it to all the way up to the end. Right, so what I'm going to do is I'm just select this much. Also, I'm going to select all these guys. Brilliant. And now in this pitch bend synth, what I'm going to do is I'm going to select the filter to fade it in so that it comes in very smoothly. So let's do that. Doing it like this. Right, a couple of things more I need to do, but before that, let's start adding some effects. So I'm going to go into sweeps and lasers, sweep down, this one. Right, so this one. Let's add another audio clip. Let's go into the drums, cymbals, crashes. Yeah, this is good. Let's go here, remove the warp, and then just consolidate this, remove the warp again. Right, add this here, and let's go into sweep ups. Now let's look for sweep ups. Let's take this. Right, this sounds nice. All right, now let's add one filter. Just right. Let's open this up and then switch it off in this section. Right. Let's mute the last section of the snare. Alright, let's create one more synth. Let's create a simple pattern. Let's see what sounds good. Empty. Let's make a use of generators this time. Let's take seed and let's keep this to F3 actually. F3, and I want to keep it to voices only one, and velocity can be at 90 to 100. The pattern can change from 32 to 16th. Okay, it's given us something. Let's hear it, and let's put this up to saw wave. Let's hear this. Let's delete this portion. Let's duplicate this. Let's take all of them, put it down. Does it sound good with our pattern? Let's hear it. Let's take these guys down for a while. Take this on the root note of F and put this one up where the G was, right? Right, so let's start designing the sound. Let's take this down, put it up, envelope. Let's move this on 250. Get the decay down to 250 as well. Sustain at this thing, 30. And this is at 115. Alright, and then let's put this to somewhere around 900. Switch on the other filter as well. Second filter and move it to. Let's move this. And let's add another oscillator, put it on saw wave as well, and detune it just a little bit. Just a little bit. Let's increase the resonance by 80. Alright, let's give it some drive, so maybe 2%. This also 2%. Now hear it with the other synth. Almost ready, and then let's design it further. Let's go to audio effects and clear this, and let's see, overdrive, and add this 50%, drive at 40. Let's see. Okay, no problem, sounds good. Multi-band, OTT. Again, hit the solo. Yeah, let's reduce this. Right, let's add some unison to this. All right, what we're going to do next is we're going to sidechain this guy by adding a utility. Let's go into the pattern. Let's see if unlinked. Right click, select this section, pencil, draw, remove this point, hold Alt, and draw this curve. Okay, it's dipping too much, so I'm just going to go and add. Open the filter envelope a bit. How about adding more amount to the unison? Right, let's keep the second synth a bit low. Let's color it the same so we know what we have, what we are messing around with. Okay, let's start doing this. Okay, let's add some reverb and delay to this. So what we're going to do is we're just going to copy these two effects by holding Alt and into this, and then the same thing into the lead. And I guess when you copy the reverb and the delay in any audio device with the automation, what it does is it copies the automation as well. So I hope I'm not wrong. Yeah, you see this? You see it has copied the reverb and delay as well. So let's go here and reverb. See this? Whatever we had added on the vocal tracks has automatically come here. Now I love this about Ableton. But in this section, I need to put this off. I need to put off the reverb, and I need to put off the filter as well. This section, right? Now let's hear it. Let's copy this there. Have we copied the automation too? Right, there's one more thing, one last thing that I like to do here is create another FX just below the pitch bend one. Let's unmute this again as in. Right, so let's create a MIDI section here and draw a note, pitch in time, legato, and then let's turn the LFO to the pitch modulation to 100%, and let's draw this. Yeah, we're going to draw this one. So let's select the start point. This much is fine, around 31. Right, and let's automate this all the way down. Let's make it better. Yeah, it sounds good. One more thing we need to do is, the high pass, to add the high pass so it comes in properly from here all the way down. Let's hear this. Right, let's start arranging. Right, so let's copy this section over here. Let's see what we have. Let's mute this. No, so let's. All right, so this one can filter frequency. We can set it to right. Let's copy this and let's copy this. Right. Let's duplicate this. Duplicate time. Delete this guy. Let's add this here. So that's it for this video. If you would want me to cover any other genre, please leave a comment, leave that thing in the comments, and I'll try my best to finish it and make a video on it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.